Welcome to Ambitious Tech Mamas, a podcast for moms who are making big moves at work and at home. Here, we keep it real about careers, relationships, and the beautiful, messy balance of motherhood.
This is your space to be authentic, to feel seen, and to remind yourself that grace is just as important as ambition. You are not alone, so let's navigate this journey together. So,
we got some guests.
We do. Some special guests. The other half of making us mamas, actually. Mm-hmm. So, y'all are really important. Do you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, everyone? My name is Kwame. Excited to be here. What else should I say? What would you like to know?
I think that's good. We're gonna get to know you.
We're gonna get to know you anyway. So
don't you worry. Yeah.
And then I am Sean. I'm Barbieto's better half and
baby daddy.
There we go. And podcast editor.
There you go.
Wait, I was about to say, have y'all been giving my man his credit?
Yes, we have.
Is he on the credit screen?
He is. Okay, and we've given him multiple shout outs.
Okay.
So, yes.
Bet.
See, we're taking care of him.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've got our better halves, and in honor of Father's Day, that is why we have them here. So it is a special edition. And as they've probably seen and heard, we like to start with glows and grows. So we are going to start with the two of you. Are you excited? Kwame looks real ready. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Don't you worry.
What is a glow and what is
a glow grow? And a grow? We do it every episode. I think Kwame has been watching every episode.
Say, right? Have you
been watching all the episodes?
You can't get in trouble on the Father's Day episode.
That's like the glow is when you talk about the positive things, and then the grow is the things that could use there's opportunity for.
Yes.
Look at that. I've been listening.
That looked real confident. All right, let's start with the glows. You want us to start with Sean, Kwame? Would that make you feel better?
Let's go, Sean.
Okay.
You on deck.
All right, so our glow and grow Father's Day edition. As a dad, what's one thing that you feel real proud of?
As I have the baby sitting here looking at me, I think I am proud of raising two girls who are very much their own person, even though she's only 1 year old. And the other one is very much her own person too, and growing leaps and bounds every day, and just being able to contribute to that is awesome.
That's dope.
All right.
Kwame, you're up.
As a dad, what's one thing that I'm really proud of?
Yes.
Just the opportunity to just be a part of the process, right? I think it's surreal to look at Savannah when I could remember when she was Keely's size, and then now to this point where she's becoming her own person, has her own opinions and all of that stuff. And so just being able to have that front row or front view of that has just been, it's proud and it's exciting.
Okay, so we're going to switch to the grow because, life is balance, including parenthood. So, Kwame, what is one area you're still learning or trying to improve upon as a father?
One area where I'm still trying to learn to improve. I mean, I think all life is learning. And so I think giving myself grace and not getting too up or down about situations, and just understanding that as much as they're learning, this is my first child. And so I'm also learning. We were not given a playbook.
That is true. That is true.
So we are pretty much making it up as we go. And so I think, I'm still learning, still growing, and just appreciating the ride, a journey.
All right, Sean. What's one area you're still learning or trying to improve as you hold a baby too?
Well, it's not being able to try to get a baby to be a little quieter. She is full of the personality right now. But I think in general for me, besides trying to check things off my checklist, I think it's acknowledging that they grow quickly. And trying to be more present in the time that we do have with them. I know you kind of mentioned last episode about, our 6-year-old just wanting us to lay with her for a little bit before she goes to bed, things like that. And then even though our 1-year-old has A pretty good sleep cycle. She gets to bed pretty quick. It's taking that extra 5 or 10 minutes and holding her and just letting her feel that connection too. I think that's what I'm really trying to work on.
It's an and, not an or, meaning the list I think is also important. Just acknowledging that piece too.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Hashtag ambitious.
We got to be ambitious in both parts of our lives. Just putting that out there.
That's real.
All right. Well, should we dive right into the questions? What do we think, Nyasia?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right.
So,
let's roll. So the first one, what surprised you about becoming a dad and how has it changed you?
I don't think much has surprised me, but I think what I've learned about myself is that I can be patient. Like I'm patient. Like I think it's something that I've always been trying to work on in terms of just kind of just taking it easy and not just being overly like, this is what I think we should do or this is how we should go about a thing. And so I think what fatherhood has taught me is to be patient and like just allow things to happen. I think my wife, as you may have known from her time on this show, is she's special.
Oh, I don't know what that means. Tell us
She's
more.
amazing in
Tell us more.
so many different ways.
clarification here.
And so it requires a lot of patience, and I think it requires being patient. I think being patient in our relationship, I think I'm been able to take that and apply that in fatherhood and allow Savannah to be herself and just accept her for, you know, the way that she thinks and how she approaches things and being all in terms of support. So I think that's it. Patience.
Oh, do we agree?
Yeah.
I love watching Nyaja's face when you respond also. That's been fun. I feel like it's like a quiz, but not a quiz kind of thing. So it's a fun podcast.
Yep, I'm taking notes.
Yep, that's okay. That's okay. All right, Sean, what about you? What surprised you about becoming a dad? How has it changed you?
I think for me, what surprised me the most is seeing, you know, especially now having 2 girls, that you see those kind of daddy-daughter moments that aren't you, and it still has like a pretty significant impact because you're thinking that's going to be me someday. Mm-hmm. I know, you know, like the father-daughter dance at a wedding and tearing up on that. I think you mentioned that. That feels good, but it's hard because you know it's going to be here before you even realize.
And to be clear, I was crying during the father-daughter dance, and we weren't even, it was like Sean's cousin, and we weren't even close to them, but just, so I wasn't really crying at them or with them, more for myself,
Just
but
more reflective, yes.
Yes. Those are big moments. All right. What's something moms don't often realize that dads struggle with? Ooh, that's a good one, Nige. I think that was your question. I like it. That was good.
I think y'all, you know, we put a lot on y'all, but I do think you do struggle with things and curious to know.
Yeah, I think a lot of it for me is like the time management portion of things. Like clearly we all work, we all have, you know, things we have to deal with there. That's a massive time commitment. But then on top of that, there's, you know, especially recently, everybody I have to call to fix our roof or rip out a room or now fix our boat. Like that takes a toll. And then it's getting all the things that I generally do also and kind of figuring out how to add that on while still having a little bit of me time, which involves me staying up a little bit later than I want to sometimes. But the time management aspect of that it's hard. It's not the easiest, but we get there.
I like how you keep looking at me when you're answering.
Well, it's your checklist.
It's like, what's
right?
her face going to look like when you say this?
Well, it's a lot of it's your checklist, right? Because these things are things that have been on the list for a while.
Yes, they have.
And then I'm finally just getting them to the point where they're pretty complete. And checking those things off and trying to go through some of them, you know, clearly within my control and just kind of delayed. But a lot of them not in my control, which is really hard.
All right. Kwame, what about you? We got time management. What's your thing?
I'm just here so that I don't get fined.
Fined?
Yes.
Let's see. dads get afraid too sometimes.
Okay, that's fair. That's real.
That's real.
That's
Because I
real.
think there's an expectation that because you're the man and your dad, that you got to be Superman in all situations. And I think, I think sometimes it's like, all right, I got this, but maybe I don't want to go kill that spider.
I feel like this is a recent one for maybe the two of you, but that's okay.
The spiders, though, we don't rock, and I think it's okay to be able to express that. I think you got this one today.
That would not work in our household.
No.
You go get that spider.
It don't work in this household either.
It's still gonna be on your
Or
list.
maybe it's like I want to just pick up that spider and put it somewhere else, and I actually don't want to kill it. But
Oh no.
it's like we would have to sell the house if I didn't. So.
Oh jeez.
No, but I think that's it. I think we it's like we have. I guess maybe it's like just the idea of recognizing that we do need some space for ourselves, and sometimes it's like there's a lot to be done, and so it's like maybe you can handle some of these smaller things. Hey, we talking, right?
We
we
keep it real.
we just chopping it up, right?
Like I
But
said,
yeah.
we're keeping it real. Today we're keeping it real about motherhood, fatherhood, and marriage.
Let's keep it real.
All three.
Let's keep it real.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, we're gonna flip it.
Yes.
You want to go first, Nyasia?
Yes. So, Kwame, what's something you've admired about me as a mother?
Something that I have admired about you as a mom, I just think you do a really good job of just speaking life into Savannah. I see a lot of the qualities that you have in her. I think one of the things that really stands out is that Savannah loves to use her voice, right? She's not afraid to stand up when she sees something that's not right, whether that's for herself or for others, and she will speak up on that person's behalf. And I think I've even tried to have conversations with her, like sometimes, maybe, allow some of these things to happen because it's not your space. And she's like, no, like, you understand what I'm saying? She's like really adamant, like, no, that's not right. And I think that's something that I watched you in the restaurants, or like when things aren't right, you make sure that you're heard. And I think that is something that Savannah's picking up. And I think that's a great quality to have in terms of being able to stand up and express, what it is that you need, because that's important. And so I've been really appreciative and proud to see that carry over to her.
And if there is something in your food at a restaurant when you were with Nyasia, let me tell you, she will take care of it. I have witnessed it. Now, I'm going to go off script because this is Celebration of Dads, and I'll do the same. But Nyasia, what's one thing you appreciate about Kwame as a dad?
Him being present. That was always, we met in college. I can remember us having conversations, like I probably mentioned before, about him probably being more of the fun dad where our child could have cookies and milkshakes for breakfast. And I'm like, no, there needs to be a vegetable part of that too, right? And but one thing that I shared with him from the beginning, like I said, we were 17 and 18 when we started. But I knew even at that young age that him being a present father was non-negotiable for me. And despite the challenges, because, this parenthood journey is not for the weak, he stayed. He's always there. Even when he does need his time, he'll take his time, watch his Knicks, take his nap, but he get back up and he's right there in the fight with me, and that's priceless for me.
I love that. All right, we're going to make it about me and Sean. Sean, what's something you've admired about me as a mother?
Something that I continue to admire about you is how you can, kind of the name of this podcast, be as ambitious as you are and work as hard as you do, but still not sacrifice on on caring for your girls or family, or making sure, they experience the things that, make their childhoods memorable. Yeah, you work very hard to make sure that the girls have everything they need to do, and you don't sacrifice your time with them to do it. It's pretty amazing.
You want me to say something nice about you?
No.
Nah, I
know you have to.
I can say something. I will say similar to Nigel, what you said about Kwame is I do appreciate, because I put a lot, like I'm a list person. Sean always has a list, but we'll always be there for the girls, meaning we'll be there to carry both of them at the same time if we have to go to the Sounders game and walk, which is a lot when you have two girls and you're walking all the way. Or we'll sit with them if they can't sleep, as we said. I think it's just always prioritizing them is something that I appreciate and what I hope they will appreciate when they're older as well.
Honey-do lists.
What was that?
Thing.
Yes, it is.
It's a honey-do list.
So it's not just you, see?
You are not alone.
Oh, I'm here for it too. Trust me.
She updates it every morning at 7:30 and sends it to me on text.
It's important.
Like clockwork, 7:30. Here comes my list.
But you know why? Because I'm on my Peloton. I'm like, you know what? I'm working. Sean's got work too. We got stuff going on.
And that's my advice to new dads.
What's the advice?
That's the advice.
To just do the list.
Just do the list. Get it done. No, I'm just messing around.
It could be.
Hey, that's good
I'm
advice.
not hating it. I'm not hating it.
No, if y'all want to ask the question.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Answer the question. So advice to new dads, I'd say just have fun with it. I think you know, I guess you're a father for life, right? But I think you have your child in your life for a moment, right? A moment of their life.
Yeah.
And so I think you want to just make sure that you have fun with it. I think to the things that y'all said about being present, I think that's important as well. But yeah, have fun with it. Just and I think the other thing too is I don't feel like there's a roadmap, right? You have fathers that you can, you know, or mentors that you can look to and pull from, but make it your own, right? There's no right or wrong way to do this, and so have fun.
That's a good one. Okay, Sean, what's your advice for new dads? She's got some stuff to say too, but what else do you have?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, right, like you can get advice from anybody, and a lot of people offer advice, but it's not always advice that you have to take, right? Like as long as you follow your heart and believe that you're doing the right thing for your family and your child, you can't really do any wrong as long as, you know, you have the best of intentions with everything you're doing.
Do you have a memorable dad moment? You've been in the game for a little bit.
I've been in for a little bit, but it's the same for both girls, right? Like day one, they're just born. Mm-hmm. You're the first to see them as the dad. Mm-hmm. And then just seeing like that second of innocence where it's you literally see nothing but your child, and to be able to experience that, you know, that shock of love, right? Like the line that mothers become mothers when they're pregnant, and fathers become fathers the minute their child is born. And as a father, you feel that. It's pretty cool.
That's deep.
All right, Kwame.
+1. I was saying the same exact thing. It's the moment that Savannah was born. Pretty sure you shared the story of being the first to see her. Well, actually, I think I saw her with your mom. But having that moment with her when I went to go pull her hand and she kind of tapped my hand away.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm never gonna forget that. But your mom was like, yeah, that one is fire, right? And I don't know if that's been true in terms of her being fire, but I think like that's a moment that I'm always going to cherish and remember. You know, walking into the space and then seeing my daughter for the first time. That was special.
I love it. And we were both C-section moms.
I was about to say, so y'all got to really see the raw and real.
You have the
of it
guts, the blood, all the
guts.
things.
Flesh, smelt it, the whole 9 yards.
Ooh, I don't know if we needed to bring smell into
Oh yeah, I
it.
saw, yeah, you smelt it.
That's a whole nother degree. Okay, thank you for that.
Not okay. I'm talking about the instruments, not
Oh, I thought we were talking
that's
about like body
right.
gush.
the instruments on the flesh. That's what I meant.
Oh
You
my
smelled it.
gosh. I was like, what does a C-section room smell like? Okay, we are not going to go there, but thank
We
you.
could if you want.
You know what? I appreciate it. Like we said, we keep it real no matter what around here.
Listen. Woo.
All right.
okay.
Yes.
The one
Goodness.
person you always remember during C-sections is the anesthesiologist because the guys are sitting right back there by him. Some of the weirdest dudes.
Really? I mean, I don't remember anything. I just remember the sheet up and I'm telling the doctor she's being too rough getting the baby out.
They're big talkers.
Really?
Well, they've got a captive audience, so, makes sense. Not like I'm going anywhere.
Gotta take advantage of that
Exactly.
situation. Right?
They're like, now I'm going to practice my jokes now.
That's funny.
Ooh, goodness. All right. Well, what is one thing, again, in honor of Father's Day, that you want your babies to remember about you as a dad? Because the day is all about you this Sunday.
That's it.
What do I want?
You still got killer spiders though if any do come on Sunday.
No, right. I think just to know that, I loved her unconditionally. There's nothing that she can do in my eyes that would ever change that. And so, yeah, the unconditional love, I think that's important. Just want her to just remember that always, that dad loves her no matter what.
I love that. Sean, what about you?
It is the same, that unconditional love. But on top of that, I think just knowing or having them know that you're always going to be there for them, like kind of no matter what, not even just like an emotional level, right? Like you think when they're 20, 30, you want to be the type of dad that they can call you at 2 a.m. They need something, like you're going to wake up, go help your child. And as long as you kind of grow that into them while you can, while they're still with you, and just build in that level of trust where they can call you and can tell you everything. I think that's what I want to continue to build with my two.
That's dope.
Yeah, I love that.
I do. All right. Well, we have this segment on here called This or That Mom's Edition. But today, it's going to be all about the two of you, Dad's Edition. And because you are both, when Nyasia and I were talking, you are girl dads, whether you like it or not. And so hoping that this is relevant. And so the this or that we got is listen to her tell a story with no ending for 20 minutes. Or, what's the or, Nyasia?
Answer 50 why questions in a row with a straight face.
And you can only pick one. That's the name of the game.
Yes.
It's this or that, not both. Or neither.
Or neither, right?
Recently for me, this is a big one, right? Like 6 years old, they're just starting to understand why things are the way they are. I feel like every drive that we do now, that is just me and her, the entire drive is her asking that. Like, oh gosh. We had one last week that went through, she just had her tongue tie snipped. So when they were doing that and we left and, 2 days later, she's like, oh, why doesn't it hurt? And then the why? And then we got into the whole, well, they used a laser to cut it. She's like, why a laser? And just, we literally talked for the whole 15, 20-minute drive on exactly why this dental surgical procedure was performed, how it was performed, and why it was performed that way. So that one's, it's the 50 questions.
Rather take that.
Rather take that.
You're living it, so yeah.
Might as well. What about you, Kwame?
Let's see. I think I'd go with the first one.
Okay.
Which one? Which
The
was
20-minute story. Okay.
Yeah. I say my reason for picking that is because I've been through the why too many times. And
A little bit different stage. Okay.
Yeah. Most recently, actually, not even with my own child, with someone else's kid.
Sorry, like regularly?
At track
okay.
practice.
I needed to ask questions
At
there. I
track
was
practice,
confused.
one of the kids, started and it just would not stop. And I was like, okay, I do not miss this period at all.
Sorry, did the kid know you? Like,
Yeah. No,
okay.
this is a kid that I know.
Okay,
So
good,
I volunteer coach for the track team.
Okay,
So
good.
I know the kid. I know the kid. We have a
Some
relationship.
strangers like, hey, I think I can ask you some questions.
No. So the kid just kept going on with the why, and in my mind, I was just like, I'm so over it right now. But
That's fair.
fair. So I'll take the 20 minutes, which is actually on the flip side of that. I think Savannah is a great storyteller.
Oh, okay.
And so most of our morning commute is me learning a lot of different things. Sometimes I'm learning about Stray Kids, which is a Korean, what is that? K-pop group. For 20 minutes straight.
Or 45 minutes.
45 minutes. She's talking about all the different band members and what it is that they're into, and did I know this and did I know that? Or it's about Hamilton, something new about Hamilton. And so I think the 20 minutes, I think it turns out being good for me because I feel like I actually learned something during those conversations. And so that's been fun for us.
I love that. Okay. I'm going to bring it back to us, Nyasia. What's one thing that you have a message for around fathers and just Father's Day, either to Kwame or to fathers in general?
I'm gonna make it general because I think it applies to Kwame too.
Okay.
And it goes back to what I'm thankful for is the importance of being present. Moms are very important, and we all joke. The kid will walk right past dad and come straight to us.
Yeah.
But know that you are important. Your presence matters. Not just for the killing the spiders or picking up the things, but just, driving. Right.
When you said you were going to drive.
Yes.
All that.
Sorry, is this a touchy subject yet? Or?
But
Or throwing out the garbage.
Kwame's got lists too. Different kind of lists, but Kwame's got lists. He came prepared today.
But, it's just that, as she gets older, like your presence matters, and that, you're just as important in her life, and she needs you. So no matter how hard it gets, know that your little girl, you matter, and don't lose that.
I love that. Can I say +1 to that? Just the importance of dads.
Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, moms bring the babies into the world, but we could not have done it without the dads. And just having the dads there, teaching your little girls now what love looks like is so important for them
And
when they are
healthy
older.
love.
Good love, yes. Good love. Boy, setting that example, being there for them, being present, all of the good things. Is there anything, Kwame or Sean, you'd like to leave dads with on this day of Father's Day? Besides the list. Is this going to be a list, Kwame?
I was about to say, right, is this going to be a
Happy
list?
Father's Day.
Okay.
To all the fathers out there.
I respect it.
Happy Father's Day.
All right. And with that same happy Father's Day to all of the new dads, the dads that have been around for a while, dads, or those just celebrating their dads. So with that, you want to roll us out, Nyasia?
Yes. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. Remember, there's no perfect way to do motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood. It's just your way. And keep showing up, laughing through the chaos, and giving yourself the grace you deserve.
You got this, Mama. All right. Thank you and happy Father's Day.